one side versus another.
Yeah, I knew he wasn't going to put him in a headlock. I mean, I was hoping he would catch him with a few more stray elbows and stuff, but I knew it was going to be a straight boxing match. And when you watch the introductions, I was yelling at the bar going, "You're talking to one guy." The referee gave instructions to McGregor. He practically had his head on the side of Mayweather, and he's just yelling at McGregor. "I gave you instructions before." He's telling him,
right,
"Don't pull any dirty crap." And I'm like, "Hey, you're only talking to one guy. Give him both the rules." But I thought the referee did a good job overall, pretty much.
Yeah, but Mayweather's his gift, quote unquote, as a boxer, is he doesn't get hit.
Right.
And that's why I was saying that there was no way that McGregor was going to win this fight, because here's a guy who's had a couple of months as a boxer to train and to learn how to be a boxer and not bring all of his MMA skills into the ring. So all he could do was use his hands. Like Dana White said after the fight, he said, well, all he could do was use his hand. He couldn't kick, he couldn't knee, he couldn't grab the guy and throw him down, a body slam, and do any of that. It was just punch. So
he's 11 or 12 years younger, and he's got a longer span.
Right.
So he got hit a lot more than Mayweather thought he would. Mayweather maybe thought he wouldn't touch him at all. Max Kellerman thought he wouldn't touch him at all.
Yeah, then Max Kellerman was
quite a bit.
Adding to the hype. That was a stupid comment Max Kellerman made.
Well, he wasn't the only one. Pacquiao said the same thing.
Wow.
He said he won't touch him. And maybe if he didn't want him, I said he's going to come out. Maybe I was going to let him for like a round or two, prove that he's a man, that he's going to take a punch, and he's just going to do ballet for the other 10 rounds,
right,
which is not exactly what happened. McGregor was able to stalk him down and hit him quite a bit, where Mayweather had to turn like I don't want to say like a girl, but he'd turn sideways, he'd cover up his ears, and then, don't punch me in the back of the head, don't punch me in the back of the head. If they took a point every time that he did that, or they made him fight every time he did that, and they did start to let him fight on when he was pulling that crap, go ahead and hit him a couple more times. I'm not going to break it up. But that was Mayweather's biggest defense, and
that's what he's done his entire career, is defense, and he knows that's his strength. Like I said before, Floyd Mayweather is not a knockout guy; he's a defense guy, and his best attribute as a boxer, and he's probably the best ever at it, is defense and not getting hit. So. Right. I understand that people say Conor McGregor, he's a big puncher, and so many of his MMA fights end because he's punched a guy and knocked him out. He wasn't going to hit Floyd Mayweather like that, because MMA guys are trained to, like you said, stalk people and to go forward and to advance, and everything about that genre is aggression. Boxing is not necessarily aggression, and Floyd Mayweather especially has never been about aggression. So I like what you said. The first couple of rounds, I think Floyd was he really didn't throw too many punches. He was just kind of trying to get a sense of, all right, let's see what this guy has. Let's see how big a punch he has. And if I can handle his best punch, then the rest of the time I'm just going to, make this last as long as I wanted to, tire him out, and then I'll look good at the end. And that's pretty much what happened.
Well, McGregor wasn't punching himself. He would just sort of stand there with his right arm out, waiting for McGregor to, for Mayweather to start fighting again. I thought that McGregor did a good job of not punching himself out for the first couple of rounds.
Because he was trying to line him up.
Yep.
That's something that I don't want to say amateur fighters do, but it's kind of something that amateur fighters do. They stick the other arm out and they want to line the guy up. And somebody like Floyd Mayweather isn't going to fall into that trap. He's been around for too long. He knows what he's doing.
Well, I felt that McGregor didn't fall into the trap because he was refusing to throw punches when Mayweather wouldn't come near him. He just put his arm out and go, "Hey, you want to fight?"
That's true.
Until Mayweather actually stood up, he wouldn't throw another punch. And I think that Mayweather expected to punch himself out a little earlier, that he wouldn't have to take those. It was a good fight, and McGregor had his chance. I'm not saying he had his chances to knock him out. He didn't hurt him as much as he would have. Mayweather is a good defensive fighter, but McGregor had a chance in this fight, a lot more of a chance than people gave him credit for, as far as I'm concerned. I'm going to call later about the size of the strike zone. Since the umpires had this little protest, all of a sudden everything's a strike, especially low things. And it's just, I was always for a strike zone by the umpires. I like that.
Yes.
But now they're sort of like abusing it. Now they're like, we're the umpires, we're going to call whatever I want. And the strike zone is getting so out of hand. And it cost the Marlins a grand slam the other day on a low pitch and it was obviously low. He punches him out, and it's happened way too much. I'm voting for that electronic strike zone now. I'm really tired of it.
Aaron Judge agrees with your sentiment
I'm
about
not
the strike
sure
zone.
an electronic strike zone would be the proper
Great
thing.
show, guys.
for
I got to get
baseball.
back to work, and thank you.
Thanks,
All right.
John.
Thanks,
Take
John.
care. John from Freeport calling in about the Mayweather-McGregor fight, a little bit about the strike zone. You still have to go with real people. You can't have the box you see on ESPN as your strike zone. It's just not fair, per se.
Well, I mean, it would be fair, but
Well, not really.
it's more about accuracy. I mean, it would be fair because it would be electronic. I mean, there would be.
This isn't like in tennis where they have the lines wired now.
What don't you agree with as far as the box? The box changes. It's not a one size fits all box.
It fits.
It's a different box for Ronald Torreyes than it is for Aaron Judge.
Oh, I know that.
All right, I'm just making sure.
I'm just making sure, too. Okay, you're listening to From the Press Box right here on 90.3 WHPC, streaming on iHeartRadio, the iHeartRadio app, I should say. And then we'll be on Spreaker.com later on as a podcast. We're going to take a break right now, 516-572-7440. Tim, you're at Twitter
At Real Tim Leonard.
Hey, sports fans, are you looking for grand slams? Well, we got them. Penalty shots? Oh, yeah. Touchdowns? Tons of them. Buzzer beaters? All you could ever want. Hey, through the good times and the bad times, it's all sports, all the time. Hi, this is Jacob Volk. Are you a diehard sports fan like me? Then tune in to Beyond the Game every Friday afternoon at 3, also available as a podcast on iTunes. I'm joined by Brandon Johnson, Dominic Arbolino, and Eric Fischetti to break down the latest and greatest in sports. It's all on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
This portion of programming on 90.3 WHPC is brought to you by the Center for Workforce Development and Lifelong Learning at Nassau Community College, who offers a program that will prepare you to become a dental assistant.
Consider a career in dental assisting as it is one of the fastest growing positions in healthcare.
This course will provide training in pre-clinical dental assisting and includes lectures and labs in oral anatomy, dental equipment, and dental office administration.
An optional clinical externship is also available. The program begins October 10th with classes during evenings and Saturdays.
For more information, please contact the Center for Workforce Development at 516-572-7487 or visit ncc.edu.
This portion of programming on 90.3 WHPC is brought to you by the Center for Workforce Development and Lifelong Learning at Nassau Community College, which offers you the opportunity to become a registered EMT. You can complete this program in 4 months and begin a career as an EMT.
During this program, you can learn basic life support for individuals with illnesses or in accidents that require emergency medical treatment prior to arrival at a hospital emergency room. You will learn CPR and take FEMA classes. The course begins September 26th. For more information, contact the Center for Workforce Development at 516-572-7487 or visit ncc.edu.
One of the channels was showing Back to the Future in backwards order for some reason. They started, but technically, if you think about number 3, it starts in 1884 or something, or 1887 or whatever it is.
That's idiotic. Why would you show them backwards?
Well, technically, that's where it starts. Well, but it doesn't because actually it starts in 1985. So.
Ridiculous.
But it was nice to, it's always good to see that.
They were 1 year off on the Cubs winning the World Series. I'll give them credit for that.
Imagine if they actually had won.
Although they had them playing Florida in the World Series, or Miami, I forget which one, but somebody in that state. And
right.
Obviously that was not possible.
Well, they didn't know that at the time.
Yes. Now, what did you just tell me, brother?
I forgot.
Off the air.
Oh, I went to the Mets.
That you just did.
I went to the Mets game on Wednesday.
Uh-huh. How was that? Did you enjoy yourself?
Well, the Mets won.
How were the concessions?
Very overpriced. Spent $30 for a pretzel, a hot dog, a soda, and a beer.
A soda and a beer?
Yeah, well, I bought the beer for my friend.
Oh, there.
But yeah, it was very
generous.
I was like, wow, that's expensive. And we sat in the, because everything is everything has like you have to walk through a certain thing at Citi Field. So we're walking and we're like, okay, where are we? We sat right behind home plate. The tickets were really good. They were $100 tickets, which we bought them before the Mets totally were out of it.
Yeah, I was going to say that's nowadays that's not a good investment.
And I kept looking over at the Hyundai Club box. I'm like, oh wow, all I can eat is for free there, but you have to pay $190 for that ticket. So
that's crazy.
So anyway,
you know what? Let me just inject something.
Everything, though,
let me just
by
inject
the time you get to your seats.
Let me just inject something here. For people who are going to the Mets games who may not have been to Citi Field yet or before, your food options at Citi Field, do not buy food when you get there. The first thing you need to do is go out to center field. Cross the City Bridge, the Shea Bridge, I forget what they call it.
Yeah.
I'm not a Mets fan. But there is such good food out behind center field. Great stuff. All kinds of different food. Whatever you want. Great Italian food, Mexican food.
You're paying $15, $20.
You're going to pay $15, $20 for it anyway, no matter what you get in that place. That is where you go to eat. All right? I went to a Met game about a month or so ago when they were playing the Cardinals. And we went into one of those clubs. I don't remember what it was called. It was on like the second or third level.
Right.
And it's nice. It's air conditioned, but they're showing nothing on television. They're showing the same clips over and over and over on a rewind. And instead, they should be showing batting practice or something that's going on live. But so I got chicken fingers and fries, whatever, just something to fill up on a little bit. You have a couple beers, but you need to get some food in you. And it was just positively average. It was hot, good for that, but it was average. Then, after I fill up and I'm not hungry anymore, my friend Clyde and I, who I went to the game with, we go walking around, and we wind up in center field, and I'm like, look at this. They got Italian food out here. There's Mexican food out here.
Well,
they got rice balls. Well, I love rice balls.
I know you do.
Rice balls out in center field. All kinds of good stuff that would have cost the same as my lousy chicken fingers.
I know that, but what bothered me about, and it's just the way it's set up, and I'm sure it's at other stadiums too, it's just there's a thing about walking into certain areas where there's people checking your tickets, where in the old days you can sort of just walk around, and you didn't have to worry about...
Yeah, but back there, you can walk around anywhere back there.
You can.
Doesn't matter. Out in center field, sure you can.
You can out there, but if you're sitting where we were sitting, which was behind home plate, to get to that area, we had to walk through it almost like a gate where these two ticket takers. You have your tickets? You have your tickets?
Of course.
Well, come on.
They're very serious nowadays.
The game was not even close to being sold out, and you're asking me for my tickets?
That's how things are nowadays. That's the mentality at the stadium. And Yankee Stadium is the same way.
Oh, it's horrible.
They don't want people moving down. Like back when we were kids, that was half the fun of going to a game.
Right.
Was you buy cheap tickets.
Right.
And then around the fourth or the fifth inning, you start spying seats. And all right, nobody's been sitting in that seat for 2 or 3 innings.
Right.
And that's your target. And that's where you're going. All right. After the sixth inning, boom, that's where we're going down for the last 3 innings.
I agree.
And it was just a matter of beating other people to the seat because other people had the same idea.
They don't have that anymore.
But yet now it's everybody's, I need to see your ticket. I need to see, and you can't get in unless you're showing the ticket all the time.
But also one thing they had also where we were sitting, there wasn't a lot of vendors. Ice cream, get your hot dog. There wasn't a lot of that.
Well, because if it was $100 a ticket, you might have had the seat service.
No, we didn't.
For $100 a ticket, they don't even.
They didn't come down if they did.
Wow.
But I think they want you to go back into the main area, which is actually a very nice hangout area.
Yeah,
but it's
true.
like it was air conditioned. They had your own private bathroom. That type of thing.
I don't know. I don't know where you were. If you were sitting in an area where you had your own private bathroom, they should have had somebody bringing you food.
Well, they didn't. They had they didn't.
I don't know. I think you might have just missed the person or something. I
don't know. I wouldn't do that anyway. But that's just me.
Why not?
Because
creates jobs.
You got tip them on, and it's just an arrogance thing.
Creates jobs.
Not really. Anyway, remember the last 2 weeks ago I said about the Yankees?
Wait a minute. Darren DeVino says we were sitting in the 300s by the broadcast booths.
Yeah, we were right.
Is that who you went with?
Yeah, Darren DeVino.
Right, Darren DeVino.
And we were right, literally in front of Sandy Alderson at the end.
You should start yelling at him.
We were.
Come on. You should have pulled
Louie, who was hanging out with us.
You should have been Oak, and he could have been Dolan.
Well, I'm not doing that because Mr. Dolan signed my checks for many
Sandy,
years.
come on!
And he's a wonderful man.
Sandy's got some work to do this winter.
Well, I thought my friend Louie was going to start yelling at him. Louie very much is a guy who sounds like a Louie.
Uh-huh.
And
Is he the guy that likes the Jack Daniels?
No.
Different guy.
That's